Hey everyone, good morning. Today we're going to talk about the Sony Vertical Grip. Now, I know this is an unboxing for an old product, but it's new to me, and it might be new to you if you're on the fence between one of the aftermarket versions for the Sony, or if you're looking for why spend the extra money. So today we're going to talk about that. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I finally spent the extra money on the vertical grips. So I have two Sony A7 IIIs and I bought everybody complains about the pinky being hanging off the edge. Well, you know, I don't really think it's a big deal, but I bought these little plates that go at the bottom that extend it just a little bit, and I've never had an issue with it. So I never really worried about a vertical grip. Lately, I've been doing a lot more headshots. So I find myself kind of, turning that vertical part and going that, awkward like this. So I was like, you know what? I said, I've been doing that a lot lately. So I currently have I'm recording on the A6600 from Sony. I have the Sony A7R4 and I have the A7 4. So I bought the extra grip for the A7R4, which I love, and the 60 megapixels is just absolutely killer, and the software in it is just amazing. And then I bought the A7 IV, and I could not get a grip for the bottom part of it. And it's really not a big deal, but when you have 4 other cameras that have it, then you pick up one that doesn't have it, you definitely feel a little bit of the difference in the ergonomics part of it. So I was like, okay, well, do I try and find another grip or Mickey Mouse a grip or try and do something like that? And it's like, you know what, I'm doing a lot more portraits lately, meaning it's like, all right, I'm going to look into it. So back when I had the A7 III, which I still shoot for my weddings, I had the little pinky on the bottom part of that, and I've never had an issue with it when it comes to that, because the vertical grip definitely adds weight to it and a little bit of the bulkiness to it. So I didn't want that on my wedding day to have 2 cameras on me with those vertical grips on it. So I have the A7 IV. It's like, you know what? When I had the aftermarket, which I have right here, when I had the aftermarket vertical grip for Sony in the A7 III, I had a little bit of an issue, and I couldn't tell if it was a glitch with me. I couldn't tell if it was the glitch with the communications between the grip and the software of the Sony, but I had a little bit of a glitch in there where I shoot everything in RAW. So I set everything up inside of the RAW, went back the next day, started taking, pictures for the thing, and I started looking at my back of my camera and it says JPEG. And I was like, man, I swear I put that on RAW. I was better click it now. So luckily there's only like 5 or 6 images that I noticed were in JPEG, and so I clicked it back over. Ran the rest of the session, not a problem, no problem at all. Next session I picked up, was doing that, no problem at all. And then on the third time after that, I tried it again, and all of a sudden, it was set to JPEG again. I was like, and I know I did it. So I don't know if there's a miscommunication by the extra power switch being off, and it seems weird because you have 2 power switches now. Well, the power switch for one is for the vertical grip, and then the power grip is for the power to your camera. So what I was doing was I was shutting off the power to the camera and shutting off the switch to the thing. And then when I went back, I noticed that it had changed a few of my settings, and I was like, okay, well, I'm going to try it again, not shutting the power grip power button off and leaving the power off on the camera, and it didn't seem to be an issue. So I don't know if it was a glitch, my unit, whatever it was, but I was like, I can't make that mistake on a wedding day, so I can't do that. So I spent the extra money on the vertical grip for Sony, and I'm only going to use it either on my A7 IV or on my A7 R4. Because when I do headshots, I only have 1 camera. When I have, and I'm literally unboxing it right now, just took it out of the box. So when I am using the A7 IV or A7 R4, I'm doing high school seniors, 1 camera, weddings, 2 cameras, headshots, 1 camera, So I'm able to just have one body on there. So I've never actually, used the actual Sony version of the camera. So I'm not going to name the brand because it's probably not a reflection on them. It could have just been a glitch between the communication of my camera and my software and the software of the thing. So all the stuff that normally comes inside of the box, this is made by Sony for Sony. So you're going to pay more money for that part of it. Let me just make sure there's nothing underneath. Nope, nothing else underneath that. So there's the grip. So Sony A7 IV. Love the camera, but you can see that little bit. I see where people who have bigger hands have an issue. I don't have an issue at all. I have the grip on the, you can see how that focuses right there. You can see the bottom grip on that right there. So that is great, but they don't make this version of the grip anymore. So I wasn't able to, and it doesn't transfer over to, because the body is not the same as the 4. The R4 is not the same as the body as the 4. So first thing you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to take the battery door off, and I'm always very careful about detaching these things. Hold on a second, forgot a battery. All right, I'm back. So I want to put a battery inside of there, make sure that's on. 2 memory cards were good. Dual car slot, life-changing, peace of mind. So actually, I'm going to take the battery out. That would be helpful because the battery now goes inside of the compartment. So it feels the same as the other older version of this. So, and they're meant to feel the same. They're not, they're all designed very, very well. I feel like the Sony is just a touch heavier, and I don't mean as in weight, I mean as in texture and feeling. I feel like it's just a little bit durable. So they're both plastic construction. They're not metal or anything like that. But I feel like the Sony one is just a touch better made. And let's be honest, people aren't dropping their cameras anymore anyway. So it's not like, oh, I need a thicker, a heavier one because I don't want to worry about dropping it. People aren't dropping their cameras anymore. That's what straps are for. And if you're using something without a strap, then that's on you. 2 battery slots inside of there. They are labeled 1 and labeled 2. So obviously I'm going to put my 1 battery into the spot, and it goes in and down. So let me show you that again. So it goes in forward like that, and then it has to go down. So, and it's actually clicked in. So now taking that, popping that right back inside of there, turn that little knob right there, click that in. So now battery number 1 is in. I like for my weddings, I do go through about a battery and a quarter when I do an 8-hour wedding. So it's a little bit on the longer side, but I don't use battery grips on my A7 IV. So what that's gonna do is that's gonna pop right inside of there. This is the A7 IV with the Sony grip, and adjust that 1/4-20 thread right up through the bottom. And I've noticed that the electronics will connect, and you really don't have to push or blend or anything like that. But there is a little bit of a better mating process when it comes to the aftermarket for $60 and the Sony built by Sony grip. So it just seats a little bit tighter, which is important because you don't want the bottom part to be loose. Even though it's threaded in the communications there, you don't want that to be loose. So you've got to definitely be conscious of that when it comes to that. So there it is from the front. That's the A7 IV. Let me put that in front of my face. That's the A7 IV with the grip on it. The back of it, same thing again. Looks really, really nice and tight. There's no light coming through it. Communications are in there through it. It feels good. I don't have that pinky, you know, waving in the middle kind of thing like so. That feels pretty good. That feels pretty good. So the benefit of this is, I'm not going to throw a lens on because I figure if you're watching this, you know what it does. This is what I've been doing a lot lately is doing this, and then all of a sudden, you know, this, to me, that was never a game changer. That was never like a big deal, like, oh my God, it's so awkward to do this. It's not. But I'm noticing that I'm shooting a lot more portrait directions now. High school seniors, waist up, feet up. When I'm doing weddings and things like that, you shoot more landscape-wise because you want to kind of get the environment in there. So I'm noticing that I'm doing this a lot more on, you know, a good 80% of my shots are portrait style, up and down. So there is a significant feeling difference going from, you know, doing this and whether it's up to your eye or whether you're going back like this, there is a significant feeling difference. And I feel like I like that. I feel like that's a kind of a good feeling because now I'm not going, hey, you know, hey, how you doing? And then I'm constantly going, you know, one of these things like this, sorry for making you dizzy. It's more of, you know, now I'm just bringing it up like this, click, bringing it in, click, bringing it in, click, and I feel like that might be a little bit better ergonomics for me. Not that it was a big deal before, but I feel like thus far, straight out of the box, the feel is better quality. The feel in the mating process and the connection process in the sandwiching together process is better. I'm a firm believer. I love aftermarket third-party things. It keeps the price down, and I love that part. So many people, I think one of my favorite lenses right now is the Sigma 105 1.4. Beast of a, you know, a lens and glass on the top, on the front of it. But man, there's something about that background just melting away that makes all the difference in the world. And some people don't like it because it's too big. It does have a backlight issue, and it don't shoot into the sun with it because it gets way too much flare and you don't get the right rendition and images that you're doing it. But when you're in shade and you pop that off-camera flash, that is the bread and butter of what I love to do. So I don't mind the aftermarket third-party products when they work. I'm a firm believer that if you can afford the Sony lenses, buy the Sony lenses first. Right now, probably the only lens that I own is the 105 Sigma that is third party. Everything else is the 24G Master, 35G Master. I have an 85 Sony, 55 Sony, and the 70-200 and the 24-70, all G Masters. I don't have the 85 G Master yet, and I don't have the 50 G Master yet. So one lens at a time. So this is my unboxing on the vertical grip for the A7 IV. I love everything about it. I'm going to go out and test it out today and just, you know, instead of doing this, now you're just doing this. So I'm looking forward to that. So thank you for coming back to the channel. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Check out the other videos below and look at the other stuff that I've done for Sony, for Rotolite, for V-flats and things like that. And thank you for coming back to the channel. I appreciate your time and your energy. Hit that like button, come back and subscribe again so you're notified, and hit that bell for notifications. And remember to smile more because it does hurt less. Peace.